Hey, what is going on, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to do a comparison between Easy Flash Junior and Everdrive GB X7. I'm going to be using the Analog Pocket and a modified Game Boy Color. The only thing modified about this Game Boy Color is just the IPS screen. That's it. Other than that, it's running original hardware, and I guess you can count the Boxy Pixel, buttons, but that won't really make a big difference. So the reason I need to use the Game Boy is also because there are plenty of issues with the Everdrive, which I will also discuss in my comparison. So without further ado, thank you for everyone who's been liking and subscribing to my channel. You're all awesome. If you haven't had a chance, please leave a like and subscribe, put the notifications on, all that good YouTube stuff. All right, everyone, have a good one, and let's get into the video.
All right, so like what I previously mentioned, this is going to be a quick comparison between the Everdrive and the Easy Flash, similar to what I did with the GBA versions. This is going to be the Game Boy version. Now, real quick, let's just move over to the Everdrive, then the Easy Flash. Now, I'm going to show it to you on the Analog Pocket and original hardware. It's going to be important. I'm going to be making two comparisons between how you would use it on an original hardware and what is best for the Analog Pocket. Now, remind everybody, this is a comparison as of the end of April, so maybe there's an update that might fix a couple of issues I will re-talk about. So first, the Everdrive right here. Now, the Everdrive, as you can see, here are the features. You have max ROM size is 8 megabytes. Save RAM is 128 kilobytes. You can have the save state function, which I will show in the both analog and original hardware. You have the isolated RTC function, means that multiple games can use the RTC without interference. Each game will have own copy of time. Instant loading, low power consumption, high quality 4-layer PCB, hard gold plating for cartridge contacts, Game Genie cheat codes, soft reset to menu, support mappers. You have the MBC1, MBC2, 3, and 5. Micro SD card support, which is pretty standard. Compatibility with all systems, GB, GBC, including Super Game Boy. Now this is where we'll get into more of it with Analog Pocket. We'll show you in a second. OS supports up to 1,000 files per folder. And PCB Revision B fixes compatibility problem with Game Boy Pocket. Now, compared to the other ones, I already mentioned all the features the X7 has. This is what I'm going to be comparing it compared to the Easy Flash Junior. Let's move over to the Easy Flash Junior. So here's the Junior. Their features consist of Game Boy Color, copy and play. Okay, instant load the game, real-time clock, fast reset to menu, maximum gain 64 megabytes, maximum save 1 megabyte, so right there that's a little bit bigger. Mapper, you have one MBC 1, 2, 3, 5, 1M, and 30, so it has a little bit more. Supports Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance SP, even with mods and rechargeable batteries, which that shouldn't be an issue anyway. System on chip level recovery mode, prevent unit dead, supports FAT32, 4 through 32 gigabytes. Firmware and the kernel both are upgradable, and the replaceable battery design. Maybe I'll open it up and see, depending on how much time we have. It's pretty simple to replace the battery. Now, that's pretty much for the website's comparison. Now, really, let's go to the Analog Pocket and original hardware just to see how they really compare with each other.
Okay, so here we have both cartridges side by side. Now they look, like Game Boy Color game. Now the biggest difference is you'll see the memory card up here, the battery on the left. Here you have the battery on the right. The memory card is on the side. Now with this one, you would be able to remove the case, put maybe an original cartridge in it, just modify by shaving off where the memory card is, and that's it. So this one does have some applications. I've seen different cases for the Easy Flash Junior itself too, so you can easily change this up if you don't like the way this looks, and you can play around with the case. There's a lot of things you could do with this one as well. Now, right off the bat, one of the biggest things that you will notice will be the price. So right here, this is recently, as of the recording this video, this was about $55 on Amazon and available to purchase, mind you. This one here, $130 on Kirkes's website or everdriveme.com. If you look for eBay, you're gonna find this has been heavily scalped. I've seen this going upwards of 170, and I'm sure it'll go past 200 in certain auctions. So this is definitely a lot more expensive. Now, build quality feels very good on the Everdrive. This one doesn't feel bad. I just feel like this has a better build quality. But that being said, all things aside, they both play games. Now, we're going to try and do a little bit of comparison with the Analogue Pocket and the Game Boy Color. Now, the biggest issues I have with this particular one is the fact that I cannot play all my games very easily. I'll have to, I get the IO error if I want to switch. So let's just show that real quick. Now, the Easy Flash hasn't been without its problems either, mind you. Seen people having breaking issues, trying to update to 1.05, compatibility issues as well, but I feel like there are more issues with the Everdrive GB X7 than there is with the Easy Flash Junior. Now, if I wanted to switch a game, for example, let's go to, let's just pick a game, Aladdin, for example, right here, Aladdin. Start it, I get the IO error. And the only one who gets it, this happens to everyone, unfortunately. Occasionally, you're able to bypass it if you just press it enough and then press start. So let's see. Nope, looks like it's trying to load the last game that was there. Okay, so that's the errors that I get on the Analogue Pocket. Now, you'll be able to load the last game if it works. Now, there was an issue with the Analogue where certain games did not run. Now, let's talk about some of the other features that they both have. They both have a push to go back to menu, but the GB X7 has a save feature, which isn't as important as something you're using on the Analogue Pocket, since that does have a save feature itself. Now, if you press it, see, resets it. This one just takes you back to the menu. This one takes you to a built-in menu in the game where you can save it, load, etc. And let's go over it real quick. Show it to you side by side. I think that's the best way to do it. So let's start this one up. It's the Everdrive. This is the Easy Flash. Yeah, they're both pretty quick starting up, as you can see. Now what I want to do is I have some ROM hacks. Let's do some ROM hacks side by side. Show you some load times. Okay, and they're exactly the same ones too. Let's do Super Mario Land DX version 2. So here we go. Start at the exact same time. Wait. Yeah. Man, that wasn't a fair one. But either way, they load pretty instant, as you can see here. Now, let's go over, obviously, save features here would be something like you press analog button up and it's saved. You load it, pretty much same thing here. Now, for this one, you got to click it, save state, click it again, load state. So, this is a huge benefit right here if you're only playing on original hardware. The save state makes a big difference. If you're playing on the analog, that doesn't really matter, essentially. You have a built-in save state that can do pretty much the exact same thing the Everdrive just did right now. That being said, you get another win on the Everdrive if you're using on the analog. If you're using on the original hardware and don't have an analog and might not be planning on getting one, or you just want to stick with what you have at the moment, the Everdrive is definitely a good option in that respect. Let me show you again the menu. So here, this puts you back to the menu. press it on this one, this just takes you straight back there. This one takes you to the root, this one takes you to the folder. They both do very similar things in that they play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. That's essentially what they do. Now, let's see what else we can talk about. But what I would like to do is also open them up and just show you the inner workings of it itself. I'm not an expert on that per se, but in terms of replacing batteries, you would need to open it up. It's very simple to replace the battery on both of them. I've done it myself. It just takes a matter of popping out the battery and putting the new one in. Now, let's show you some other features real quick. So you have a real-time clock that you can change in the settings for the Easy Flash. For the Everdrive, it's very similar. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is where you handle everything. Now, the biggest thing is that this has cheats. I don't believe the Easy Flash has cheats when I went through it. Let's see. So that is a big deal, cheats. It does make a big difference if you like playing with applying the codes. This is how you apply them. I believe it's Game Genie. You set up the RTC here. You do a random game, which is pretty cool. You hit a random, and the random game will load. See which one it picks for me. I have no idea what game this is. This is a Japanese game at that. I have no idea what this is. That's pretty cool. So it does have a lot of good features. I just gotta say, this is not easy to find these days due to what's going on in the world. So this one is definitely a harder one to find, while Easy Flash is just, you can buy it right now. Literally, you can go right now on Amazon and buy it if it's available in wherever you are and when you're watching. Now, especially for compatibility with the Analogue Pocket, I gotta say Easy Flash is your best choice. I've seen a lot less issues with the Easy Flash, like I mentioned, than the Everdrive. Just not being able to load games. You have to, like, sometimes, for example, I want to play a game. Let's say I want to play, what do I have here? Let's do Dragon Ball Z Legends Super Warriors. Say I want to play this game. In order to play it on the Analogue Pocket, for me specifically, I've heard other people don't have these issues. I have to load it on an original hardware. Let's get to that part first. Then I throw it in here. That defeats the whole purpose of a flash card, mind you. Press start. And it loads. There you go. And I can play it like normal. The issue, from what I believe, what I've heard, and what it looks like, is that it's just a problem of loading the game from the SD card to the Everdrive itself when attached to the Analogue Pocket. Just can't do it for some reason. And I've seen many different forums on this. I've seen Quick's response. It sounds like the ball's in Analog court, but they've been very, very, very slow to roll out any updates. It's been a long time since they did an update already, and it's been even longer time for anybody else who's had some of their other products that update has come out. So they're very slow on updates. Who knows when this will be released? I mean, my recommendation might change depending on when it gets fixed, but at the end of the day, when you just put them side by side, it depends. Like I mentioned, if you're using it only on original hardware, I would have to say that the Everdrive is a very good option for original hardware. If you have an Analogue Pocket and you want to use it, I recommend Easy Flash. Now, there's also another thing to mention at that as well, is that you can patch these games and then play them on the Analogue itself without even needing a flash card. You can have a lot of different games already playing here and not have to worry about a flash card at all, and just have your Game Boy Advance games or your Game Boy Advance flash cards like Easy Flash Omega or something like the Everdrive GB X Mini. So that being said, you might not even need to worry about this. Now, if your favorite games are already on the list of compatible games that you can just patch and that's it, then you're good to go. So for example, if you're a big Pokemon fan, you have a lot of the Pokemon games. Blue, colorized, blue, gold version, pinball, trading card games. Anything that requires RTC, you're going to have an issue with. If you want to trade it, you're going to have an issue. You can't do that at the moment. You can even do some ROM hacks. For example, here is, this one should be, yep, Super Mario, there you go. DX, Super Mario Land 2 DX. So there are a lot of stuff you can do. And with this one, you can actually even put it to sleep. So that's another thing I didn't mention. Here, you can actually put it to sleep when it's this way. While the flashcards, you cannot put it to sleep. It does not give you the option. You press it, it tells you you have to shut it off. So keep that in mind. This is pretty much going to be a quick, dirty video on comparisons. There's really not much else to talk about in the fact that this is literally what, $55. This is a $130. You're looking at, wow, that's a lot less. That's even less than that. Wow, that's definitely a big price difference right here. And you can even get this cheaper on AliExpress. You can get, you know, so that's just what I think $45 was the price there. So that does make a big difference, especially if money is an issue. This is definitely a great alternative. I personally use this now more than I use my Everdrive on that simple fact that this doesn't work on my Analogue Pocket. That's a big turnoff. I wish that was fixed, but there's nothing I can do at the moment about that. Now, what I want to do is let's just open them up real quick, give it a quick look over, and then we'll call it a day. So let's just move the Analogue Pocket back. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Okay, here we are. And let's get the screwdriver. Let's see, this is a try, and this is a screwdriver. Okay, I'll start with the Easy Flash. Here we go. Nice tiny screws at that. Nothing but the best. Okay, put it to the side. Here we are. Here is the Easy Flash board. As you can see itself, it's fairly simple to replace the battery. All you got to do is pop it out right here. You can push it from the bottom here, push it up, and this is the battery you replace. I'm not gonna push it out now. I don't want to reset the RTC. It's working just fine. Look, this is where the button goes to reset the whole. Yep, there it is. This resets the actual game. No, this is where the screw goes. But let's see. Let's look at the shell itself. Right here. This is it. Yep, this is what takes it back to the menu. Cool. Let's put this one back. I'll put this one to the side for now, put it back later. Here is the Everdrive. Like I mentioned, I feel like the Everdrive one is just feels like better quality, in my opinion. Feels more sturdy. The cartridge itself feels better. Feels something more original. While they're all plastic, but the other one just feels much more plasticky. If you can understand what I'm talking about there. There it is. Said this one will actually fit in an original cartridge once you shave the area for the memory card. Looks, it's a CR1220 battery, same thing. You just, you can pop it out like there and just replace it. It's very simple. No soldering needed. It was a very smart design on both of them. I have revision model 17 revision C. Looks like February 20th, 2018. Apparently there's a newer version that does work. Some of the parts might have been swapped out. This does work apparently. So I can't verify that without buying another one, which I particularly do not want to do. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any other recommendations, please let me know. Have a good one.